Welcome back to Mr. M. For this video, we're going to be doing another DIY. What I have here is a 12-inch carbon fiber cone with a 3-inch inside diameter here. Now, the coils I'm going to be using on these subs are, of course, 4-inch voice coils, which presents the obvious problem. They won't fit together. So what we're going to do is we are going to cut them out so that they are 4-inch. One of the things I want to be very clear about for this video, which I possibly have neglected to on previous videos, is that I am not in any way suggesting that the way I'm going to do this is the right way. All I'm going to suggest is that this is one way, and there are several right ways to achieve the same outcome. All I'm going to show you here is how I did it. You may like it, you might not. You don't have to follow this exact process. This is just the way that I got to this from this. So stay tuned. Let's check it out. So this is the Lord of Bass or Precision Econo Wind 4-inch voice coil, and that is the 3-inch inside diameter of the carbon fiber cone that I have to use on this 12-inch sub. This is a 12-inch cone that I have. So I'm going to need to enlarge this inside diameter opening without destroying the cone. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect because I can put triple rings on, much like these ones here. These are triple rings for 3-inch cones, or sorry, 3-inch voice coils. But I'm gonna 3D print some ABS 4-inch triple rings for this, so then I can also put glue around and also put the triple rings on and fill any kind of gaps. So it doesn't have to be a perfect fit, but I want it to be as close as possible with just a little bit of wiggle room so that it's not pushing the cone in any way. I want it to be loose around the former once this is set in the motor, so that we can center it properly in the motor and on the basket. So what we're going to have to do is make some kind of a jig for this that I can attach my Dremel tool to. It's up here, hanging from my shelf. And then I have somewhere on my bench that I can't see right now a bunch of carbide burrs. So I will put an 1/8-inch shaft carbide burr into the Dremel tool and run it around much like you would use a compass to draw a circle. But instead of drawing a circle, I will be cutting a circle. So anyway, that is the plan. We just need to make the assembly to do that. These are the 1/8-inch diameter shank carbide bits. This is a 3 1/4-inch hole saw. So I'm going to cut a disc with this, and that disc will fit right inside there. And we'll see how centered we can get the cone to sit on that. And if we have to sort of build it up a bit with either masking tape or a cardboard collar or something like that, just to make it snug so that the cone sits rigid in the center of the device or apparatus that we're going to make to cut this circle, it will. So the next thing I'm going to do is cut that circle. So after I cut it, it was slightly too small, so I did a couple layers of tape just to bring up the diameter a little bit. It is fairly snug now in there, so we can attach a rotating Dremel tool to cut the 4-inch ID into this cone. This is the centering disc for the cone. I'm going to bolt it onto that. I've also made this. It is about as hood as something could get, but I will put it all together and show you what that looks like once it's assembled. So this is the base. This is obviously the cone we're cutting, and it goes on like that, nice and centered. Now this thing that I know is a work of art, where are we here? Maybe not, but slides over. So this is about to go horribly wrong, but whatever. So this is fixed. It is a 2-inch radius from the center. It's a radius. I'm sure you know what that is. So what I'm going to do is just rotate and slightly tip the cone just so it comes into, just enough so that it comes into the contact with the carbide burr on the end of the Dremel. So let's speed that up and see how it turns out. So the cutting is now complete. I will be just quickly disconnecting this, and then we'll see how close to the 4-inch. The last one I did had to be bored a little bit with the Dremel, but hopefully I did enlarge the radius on this one slightly, so hopefully it fits over that Voicecoil a bit better. So now that we've got the inside diameter modified to fit the 4-inch, we will test fit it over the 4-inch Voicecoil. That is, once it gets over the let's just see if I can't take a look at this here. Let's get this released. Sorry. Once it goes over the actual leads. But now the other thing that I recently learned from a fellow sub builder friend of mine is that the carbon cones do have the potential to conduct electricity. So when you're soldering your leads, etc., you want to avoid situations that could potentially cause them to short across the cone. What I'm hoping to do is keep the cone above the leads so they don't actually pass through it, and then solder the tinsel down below. I don't know if that's where things are going to line up yet, because I don't have the motors and the top plates to set the coil height, etc. But anyway, that is how I went about modifying the inside diameter of the carbon fiber cone. Once again, the carbide bit on the 1/8 inch shaft on the Dremel tool worked phenomenally. Looks pretty darn centered to me. I could be wrong though. I'm not using lasers or anything like that to measure it. As always, thank you for checking out this video. Hopefully it was helpful to you. Maybe taught you something you didn't know, or a way of doing things that you might not have thought of. I don't know. Take it for what it's worth. As always, thanks for checking out this video. Hopefully you'll check out the other videos on Mr. M Full Send. These, of course, are the cones for the Assassin, the GSA Industries Assassin Prototypes. We will, after testing, be bringing these to market. So, look, something for you to look forward to. They will be available on the gsaindustries.ca website. Eventually, we'll post lots of videos of these during the testing phase as well. Once I have the motors, I'm still waiting on them, so I can't say with any certainty when those will be here. Thanks again.